This is Eat, Sleep, Invest, the marketing podcast for real estate investors to get more deals.
I believe that there has now been enough of a decentralization. There's been enough of a reallocation of the demography that secondary markets are now emerging as primary. Tertiary markets are now emerging as secondary. And I think that that is very real, and I think it's here to stay.
Yeah, and you're right too, because everything changed, and I don't even think we're feeling the full effects yet. It was such a drastic change in people's behavior and lifestyle, and then the government printing all the money. Yeah, it's gonna sting, I think, pretty bad, and we're starting to feel it a little bit. But when do you think we're gonna feel the full effects of this?
Yeah, I think we've got a 12 to 18-month horizon here that's going to be challenging for a lot of folks. I think it's going to be challenging for certain real estate markets, but that's opportunity, right? This is not a time, if you're home listening to this is not a time to retreat. This is a time to double down on your efforts, find those deals, seek out that opportunity, because I do believe this will be the greatest buying opportunity of my generation.
I agree too. Yeah, because a lot of people get scared and they pull back. It's like, you have to more think, okay, I got to buy right. I need to put that margin and I need to keep, and then have cash on the sidelines too. Because the best opportunity is going to pop up when it's the scariest.
Yeah, agreed.
And the person that has the cash that can deploy it is going to win if they have the balls.
Yeah, it's counterintuitive. Right now, to have cash in the bank is death. Inflation is just destroying the value of the dollar as prices soar. And you're getting a fraction of a % of a return in the banks. It's counterintuitive, and there are right deals. We just bought a deal recently. There are good deals right now to execute on, but I agree that some money should be sidelined because when it's scariest is without question when you have your best opportunities to buy.
Right. That's like, even if you look back when COVID hit. If you bought the cruise liners that look like they're going out of business, man, you look like a genius in the stock market.
Yep.
It's like, who's going to buy that right then? It's like a world shutting down.
It's a cycle, right? We forget that it's a cycle, and these things have an ebb and a flow to them. And it really is crazy how in the moment people feel that this is it. This is the end all. And it's not the end all, right? There's going to be a tomorrow. The sun's going to rise, and there'll be new opportunities. And to invest in that mindset of immediacy is a good way to get yourself jammed up.
Yeah, I hear you there. Hey, I was listening on your podcast, and I liked how you normally do the same format here, that I have guests on, we get to talk about stuff. But then I saw you were breaking into doing solo podcast, also talking about issues that you see. Like the one I saw was about why schools aren't teaching kids anything in finance.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. What do you think they don't? What do you think that is?
I think that the system is set up the way it's set up for a reason. Now, this is not to admonish teachers or the teachers union or the folks that are executing on a daily level. They execute with the tools they're given. I think that the system is broken at a much higher level. I think that, unfortunately, it's intentional that these tools have not been bestowed upon the youth. And until recently, and by recently I mean the last 15 years or so, if you weren't in the club, you weren't in the club and you weren't getting in. There was no way to access and learn some of the things that we can learn today. We have the greatest opportunity ever, right now, every day. There's nothing. I'll challenge the audience to find any topic and not be able to find outstanding, reliable resources online that are willing to share with you the methodology, the how-to, the blueprint to execute. And as that has become, the way of the day, if you will, and it has begun to emerge, more and more people are opening their eyes to financial literacy. They're opening their eyes to the way the game is played. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, of course, is like the iconic point two book for this, but it's become so accessible that I think it's a sin that we're not teaching financial literacy to these kids. I think in that episode I had talked about poverty rates and some of the correlations. Don't quote me on this because I don't have the stats in front of me, but I believe it is like third grade reading level is one of those metrics that you can point to and say, if we address this, the chances to come out of poverty are significantly, drastically impacted on a go-forward basis. Why is that not the hyper-focus of everything we're doing? Why are we not teaching financial literacy to our kids? Why are we not instructing them on the value of money, the value of time, trading time for money, opportunities that they'll have in front of them their whole lives, but they'll never see them because they don't know. It took me 40 plus years to open my eyes to some of those opportunities. Even being in the business, I didn't know. And I think it's, our generation's duty to make sure that changes. We have to do better, man. And we can do better. So let's just do it.